Hello, this is Joe Vexter, Ace Reporter, and I have some news for you. What is going on? If I could get to the AP News and I could see what news reports I could do it. Alright, hold on a second. Considering it's Christmas time, I have a news for you. In Santa's in Santa's mailbag, a peek into children's pandemic worries by John Leister. I think that's his name. By November 27th, 2020. By Born France, AP News. Jim from Taiwan slipped a face mask inside the greeting card he sent to Santa and marked, "I heart you." Alina, 5, asked Inner Santa, letter written with an adult's help, that he please use the front door when he drops in, because the back door is reserved for Grandma and Grandpa to minimize their risk of contamination. Yes, Santa may even have coronavirus. So don't thought, I hope not. For the children's sakes. And spilling out of her heavy little heart to dear Father Christmas, 10-year-old Lola wrote that she is wishing that my aunt never has cancer again and this virus no longer exists. It's a rough year, but these are the kids' wishes. My mother is a caregiver, and sometimes I am scared for her. Lola explained. Signed off. Her handwritten letter with, "Take care of yourself, Father Christmas," and of the elves. The emotional toll wrought by the pandemic is jumping off the pages in the deluge of Dear Santa letters now pouring into the post office in southwest France that sorts and responds to his mail from around the world. Sounds like the Santas from what show is it? Card Sharks or something Sharks. You know, something on CNBC, I don't know. Had a show with Santas. Sounds like they need to go to work. I don't know. Just me. Arriving by the tens of thousands, letters, notes, and cards, some mere scribbles, other elaborate labors of love in colored pens, are revealing windows into the tender minds of your young authors and of adult Santa fans. Also asking for respite and happiness and the tail end of a year of sickness and tumult. And mass too. It's not in the article, but you know what I'm saying. Like this letter from young Zoe, who limited her request to a music player and a music amusement park tickets because this year has been very different from others because of COVID-19. That's why I am not asking you for many things to avoid infection. Zoe wrote, signing off with merci and a heart. This is a long. I think I could be able to do it. Hold on one second. I will pause. That was just my mom of Exeter. She was asking me when it is time for dinner. It's Sunday as I do this. In theory and often in practice, any letter addressed Père Noël, French for Father Christmas, and slipped into any post box around the world is likely to wend its way to the sorting office in France's Bordeaux region that has been handling his mail since 1962. That's right, 1962. I wonder what they do in Père Noël. I don't know. It beats the hell out of me. Mind the sound effects in the background. I don't even know what, somebody at work. Towing out of sight among vineyards, his secret, something like that, of workers who call themselves elves, spends the months of November and December slicing open envelopes decorated with hearts, stickers, and colors, spreading Santa magic by responding on his behalf. Okay. From the first letter is opened by the Secretariat. Wow, I got that right this time. From November 12th. I don't think I'm doing this word by word, but if I'm making corrections, if somebody corrects me, just please tell me, criticize me, it's okay. I'll take it in good heart. It quickly became apparent how the pandemic is weighing on children, says the chief elf, Jamila Haji. Okay. Along with the usual pleas for toys and gadgets, were also requests for vaccines. Okay. Hopefully, I'm not going to comment one way or other, but we'll see with that. But, for visits from grandparents, for life to return to the way it was. Yes, we want grandma and grandpa to be happy as they were before. Doing the dance like in the TikTok commercial, that's even better. One letter in 3 mentions the pandemic in some way, as she says. The kids have been very affected by COVID more than we think. They are very worried. And what they want most of all, apart from presents, is really to be able to have a normal life. The end of COVID, a vaccine, she says. The letters to Father Christmas are a sort of release for them. All this year they have been in lockdowns. They have been deprived of school, deprived of their grandpas and grandmas. Their parents have been occupied by the health crisis and whatnot. So we, of course, can tell that the children are putting into words everything they have felt during this period. Yes, I can tell you what I felt during this period. They locked me down, and I can't even buy a milk. So it's difficult. I don't know. And I haven't even seen my co-partner, Curtis the Bearheart. It's that painful. I have to podcast alone. We are like elf therapists, she adds, replying to 12,000 letters per day. The team of 60 elves sets aside some that move them or catch the eye. Lola's is among those that have stood out so far with a heartfelt confession to Santa that Santa was the priest, but weird things happen nowadays. This year, more than others, I need magic, and I believe in you. The elves say their sense is that children are confiding worries that may not have shared with parents. Emma Barron, a psychiatrist specializing in the mental health of children and adults at the Robert Debré Pediatric Hospital in Paris, says landmark dates, including birthdays and holidays like Christmas, provide structure in child amid the pandemic's uncertainty. The December 25th anchor of Christmas is particularly important to these kids this year. Children are quite surprising in that they can adapt to many things. It's not in the article, but such as a mask. Barron says, but rhythms, rituals, things like that are an integral part of children's mental stability. As the letters flood in, it's also clear that this goes beyond childhood. Santa is proving a beacon to adults, with some writing to him for the first time since they were kids. One asked for Pandemic of Love. A 70-year-old lamented, I think that's a word, that lockdown is no fun, I live alone. Grandparent asked Santa to say hi to my 2 grandkids that I won't be able to see this year because of my health condition. Poor Granny. Your mission will be hard this year, wrote Anne Marie. Another adult supplement. You will need to sprinkle stars across the entire world to calm everyone and revive our children's souls so we can dream at last. I'm like, oh, that's it, the article, but I have to say this. Christmas is looming and depression is looming in this year even more than ever, so cheer up. Things aren't as bad as they seem. Things can be worse, but just be happy that we have what we have. This has been News with Joe Vexer, not yesterday's news, but News with Joe Vexer. Try to report things as we can, and just happy that we're podcasting once again. Have a good night.
He was praying for a miracle in his life. He had been poor and wanted a better life than he had been living. He knew it was going to be another Christmas coming up, and it was the day before Thanksgiving. He was about to leave, and then he bumped into Chris. Joseph said, "Ouch." Chris said, "Keep your head up. You might miss something." "I think I am. It's the holidays again, and I'm in more debt than before. I don't have any hours at work, and my books aren't selling." Chris says, "I'm granting you 3 wishes, and they will be granted Christmas Day. You'll be amazed how much your life would change." Joseph said, doubting Chris's words, "I don't believe it will. You're joking." "I'm dead serious. Like Joseph witnessed on Christmas, the 3 wise men presented him with 3 gifts. Your name is entitled to these 3 wishes. One will be granted on Christmas Eve. The other 2 are on Christmas Day, and your hard work will pay off, despite how much you think. These wishes will make you feel like a child again. I ask you one gift to me, and that you will meet me every Sunday at the coffee house for 2 hours, your treat." Okay, if these wishes come true, then I'll be true to my part of the gift, even if I doubt it. What are your wishes? Joseph said, "You'll never guess what happened." Jen said, "What is it now?" Joseph said, "I ran into a guy who said he would grant me 3 wishes for Christmas. I don't believe it, though." "So you ran into a genie?" "Well, not exactly, but he said his name was Chris, and he said he wanted to meet me every Sunday leading up to Christmas." "And you're going to do it?" "It doesn't hurt unless my wishes won't be granted." "What did you wish for?" Joseph's father said, "I'll talk more to you later, but today is a day to be thankful. What are you thankful for, Joseph?" "I'm not sure there is one thing I'm thankful for this year. I had a crappy year."
That was Finding Christmas, the story of Joseph, written by Joseph Ivaldi. And I'm going to end this podcast because Mama Vexter's food is ready and Papa Vexter is yelling at me for the food to be ready. So I have got to eat and end this podcast. Have a good night. This has been News. Joy.